In hospitals, we use a lot of things that have to be disposable. Staff need to use things that are appropriate for the healthcare. And so we create a lot of bits of plastic, a lot of things that we have to throw away. That all has to go to landfill, and there's a huge cost for us and for the community about us creating that much landfill. So as a health service, we take our kind of environmental sustainability very seriously. We believe that we've got a social responsibility to reduce the environmental load that this hospital has, our health service has on the environment.
The PVC program is about recycling PVC, saving money and using a valuable resource rather than chucking it into the tip. This recycling program occurred to me when I spent a lot of my time chucking things away and watching other people throw things away. And it was relatively easy to find people who agreed with me that we've got to do something about it. And so from there we said, well, let's work on some products that are going to be easy. PVC was definitely one of those because it's a pretty defined sort of product. And we met with a recycler and we took off from there.
Plastics make up about 32% of the waste volume in healthcare, and that's increasing over time. Waste in healthcare is of two types, either infectious or blood-stained, which would be clinical, or else it's relatively clean and very recyclable. PVC is one of these great products that is easily recognisable and recyclable. The PVC Recovery Program is best placed in predictable workflows. It's great in theatres, it's great in dialysis.
When we've had a long theatre case run and they'll have gone through 3 or 4 litres of fluid, the girls will put the empty bags on the patient's bed to bring out, and we'll just chuck it into the bin in recovery. It's not at all hard. There's our IV bags and oxygen masks, and we just take our little extras off it, like our elastic strap and our nose strip. With our IV bags, there's the rubber port, our rubber injectable port in the bottom. They're not recyclable, and the recycler would prefer us to pull it out rather than cut it out. And yeah, put them in the bin. And we work off the principle of, if in doubt, throw it out. So if it's contaminated, to just throw it in the normal bin as we would have done previously to the recycling, because we do get a lot of recycling and it's great to get some rather than none, and we get none if we contaminate it.
PVC is very recyclable plastic. My whole business relies on sourcing PVC, and in many instances we find ourselves running short of feedstock to supply existing markets and potential markets if there are enough feedstock. The beauty of the particular material that we're talking about here, the IV bags and masks, etc., is in fact it's a very neutral colour. So we can in fact create other than black. We can make reds, blues, whatever, that do add a little bit of a high value to the product. So PVC is very recyclable, and we're aiming to embark on this program with a view to getting a whole lot more.
So we've got an overall sustainability plan. We've got a sustainability officer that supports the staff through education, encouragement. We've got a particularly strong clinical champion and one of our senior anaesthetists who works with the staff and explains why, from a clinical point of view, thinking about recycling is a good idea. And then we also make sure that we've got the capacity to do that. So we've got to make sure that there's, at every work site, availability of different bins so they can actually separate what can go in for recycling, and really keeping the staff really aware of what they're doing and how to support this program.
Changing people's everyday routine is always hard, and change is always being resisted. But everyone's 3 years later is on board and yeah, really keen to do it, and it's just second nature now. We all just do it very easily.
What makes this program successful is having the involvement and the support of the executive, of the nurse unit managers, of the clinicians, including anaesthetists, surgeons, physicians and other doctors. All of the nursing staff, which are just so integral, and the environmental services staff. We all work together to make this program a real success.
There are 50 million of these every year going to landfill. We can recycle all of those in Australia.